Ukrainian forces have executed a surprising and ambitious operation by advancing at least a dozen miles into Russian territory within just a few days, a move that has caught both Russia and Western observers off guard. Initially, details about the incursion were sparse and unclear. To unravel the situation, the journal verified footage from social media, analyzed satellite imagery, and consulted experts in land warfare to piece together how Ukraine managed to pull off such a significant maneuver. This operation marks a full-scale mechanized incursion into Russia, a development not seen since 1941. The offensive occurred in the Kursk region, located along a roughly 300-mile stretch of the Ukrainian-Russian border. This area had remained relatively untouched by the ongoing conflict, despite the fact that Russia launched its 2022 invasion from this part of the country. Although the initial invasion was repelled, the Kursk region had not become a frontline as intense as those within Ukraine itself. The status quo changed dramatically in May 2024, when Russian forces moved into Ukraine from the Belgorod region, targeting the second-largest Ukrainian city, Kharkiv. In the months following this incursion, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and other officials publicly voiced concerns about a potential similar Russian attack on Ukraine's northern Sumy region. Military experts consulted by the journal suggested that these reports primarily came from Ukrainian sources, which might have been a strategic move by Kyiv to build up its forces in the area under minimal scrutiny. Additionally, there were more concrete preparations made by Ukraine, including significant strikes against Russian infrastructure in the Kursk region. These actions appear to have been aimed at setting the stage for the incursion, allowing it to proceed swiftly and with greater impact while complicating Russia's ability to respond effectively. In early August, a significant and unprecedented development occurred. Hundreds of Ukrainian troops crossed into Russian territory. This move was remarkable not only because of its scale but also because it involved a level of military engagement previously unseen during the conflict. Ukrainian forces that had crossed borders before were generally lightly armed and conducted short-term raids. This latest operation, however, involved a more substantial commitment of resources. The decision to open a new front, especially given Ukraine's ongoing struggle with limited manpower, was also surprising. Despite the risks, Ukrainian military sources reported that they had gained control over 386 square miles of Russian land and more than 80 settlements. This advance triggered a large-scale evacuation in Russia and provoked a strong reaction from President Vladimir Putin. Ukrainian forces, utilizing fast-moving armored vehicles, have managed to exploit this foothold to target Russian reinforcements before they could fully engage in the conflict. A military analyst from the International Institute for Strategic Studies noted that Russia's overconfidence had led to vulnerabilities, with inadequate defenses along the border. Satellite images revealed fortifications such as rows of concrete pyramids and trenches, but these defenses seemed insufficient against the Ukrainian advance. Ukrainian units reported encountering mostly conscripts in the area, who were quickly overwhelmed. Despite the apparent success of this incursion, there are significant concerns about its long-term costs and objectives. Military analysts speculate that Kyiv's primary goal might be to divert Russian resources from other intense front lines, where Ukrainian forces are facing considerable pressure. However, this strategy comes with its own risks, as it further depletes Ukraine's already stretched resources on the eastern front. The potential for a Russian counterattack could exacerbate these issues, leading to questions about whether the gains achieved were worth the risks. Some experts suggested that Ukraine might also be pursuing broader strategic goals beyond the battlefield. With the upcoming US presidential election in November, Ukraine may be seeking to send a strong message to the future American president, demonstrating its ongoing capability to win and justifying continued substantial military aid from the United States.